Hey guys, how you doing? Trudell, the Comic God here, and today we are sketching the Iron Witch. Now I have the rough sketch here already, um, and it's just for Halloween, Halloween fun, Halloween celebration, Halloween, good times. So just here, this is the Iron Witch. Um, I don't want to make any problems, but I have a list of other witches that I may or may not do before the end of Halloween, or before the end of the month, before Halloween starts, which that's in 4 days, 5 days. So yeah, that is all. So let's get into this. I'm just gonna make sure. Okay, the sound's working. Perfect. And let's go. I just figured out, funny enough, that um, there is music you can play on stream, which is great. There's this dude, and he makes stream beats, and it's cool because I was watching his content, just to get tips uh, on like the streaming and YouTube content as a whole in general. And then he makes his product, so I'm like, dope. So basically, this is I'm gonna be playing hip hop beats, what instrumental while I draw, and hopefully that helps me with Dead Space and just the overall vibe in general. So yeah, that's it. All right, let's get started. So I'm not sure if you guys will hear it clearly or not. I'm just playing it off my phone. But all right, so this is the Iron Witch, and she basically controls iron. I thought, like, what if witches could basically do have one thing they're control of, magic wise, and then all their magic can go into that element or item or whatever, or they could have a broad thing, like for example, if there was a nature witch, but nature is plants, it's a landmass, it's flowers and mushrooms and animals, and so it's spread thinly, so the amount that they can do isn't that strong. But the Iron Witch can do almost anything with iron, you know. That's what I was thinking. So yeah, let's get started with this, huh? So with the Iron Witch, just because pumping iron is an expression, I made her jacked, and it's all around magic. It's all around. It fits her personality. The Iron Witch, she's gonna be tough. So that's what I was thinking. I haven't streamed with music before, and I don't know if it's being louder or not. But it's throwing me off slightly. I'm glad it's here. I'm sure I'll be vibing to it in no time. So now I'm gonna start with the face. I feel like maybe I might have to give her a little more jewelry, right? Like I might do a nose ring, lip ring, right? Like I assume if your power is based off of iron specifically, that you're going to want as much of it on you or around you as possible. And as you could see, there are her wand or wands, not wands, what are they called? Staffs are dumbbells. So I like that fact. I think it's so funny and interesting. I've never seen that before. So you don't usually get strong um, wizards or witches or just magical beings in general. They're usually either their strength comes from magic or they're pretty weak and long range characters. I'm giving her a confident smirk. But I like the idea of a magic system where there is kind of general magic you can use, and it's there are spells and general magic that everyone can kind of, or every witch I guess, can kind of learn the basics on. But once, oh, kind of like Nen. But once you go off to do your specialty, there are like ridiculous things that you can do on other elements or items or things like that, right? Because if you have, for example, you have weather magic, you're not going to be able to do that much with just the rain and with just switching up the weather. It's so vast of a concept. But if your magic is purely spread throughout like a whip or something, like something small, or your hair or something, because I don't know, this girl has long hair, but not all the witches will. Uh, then you could do terrifying stuff with a simple concept, which is fun and interesting, in my opinion, anyways. Right, and maybe if you are, you kind of don't have anything else to do with that one element, maybe you're super strong with that one element, you can graduate to another one that you can also become like super tough in. But I don't know if I like that. I like kind of the idea and magic of just being obsessed with one form of magic. Hold on, sorry. Yeah, of being obsessed with one thing, and that's strengthening your magic and your bond with it. Um, I think that's cool. And then maybe if it has a side effect, you maybe if it not a side effect, maybe if it has kind of like a more obscure property, you could put those to other things, right? Maybe you have such a working knowledge of iron that you yourself can kind of become iron. Now, you might not be able to move with it because iron can't move because it's so hard, I guess. But that would be a great defense, and it has its own like setbacks and benefits, which is always good. And make the nose smaller. And plan to build a whole magic system, but I was like, ah, well, I like putting a little extra oomph into my ideas, and if I think about them, that oomph will be there. So maybe from years of working with this magic, um, with this iron magic, she's just become stronger and more durable in her normal form, and hence all the muscles that she has. And also, that'll naturally happen with her always having to lift. and carry around all this iron with her. Because I don't know how prevalent magic would be when you're in a fantasy setting like this. Depending on what the setting is, it could be anything. It could be modern day, but they have witches, which would be fun. I don't like that. I want to make it a little sharper, like her features. Not completely, but a little sharper. And what would be another thing that could be cool is so not even not you can't like how do I explain this? Not just you giving the element of your the elements of your element to yourself, but to others. So for example, if she does that same iron thing I was talking about where she makes herself iron, but to someone else, she could just freeze them in place. And maybe it doesn't last too long because that's kind of OP to just turn people into iron or turn the properties of their body into iron, but it does last for a certain amount of time, and it's good for defense for her friends, but it's also good to kind of keep someone in place. But like coming up with superpowers, that's always a fun. It's always a fun thing to do, just because. Oh, that's what I've always been doing. I've always thought about it. Like, oh, it'd be interesting if this person did this. To literally every piece of fiction there is. You have to bring this side in a little bit. Looks a little too, Oh, whoops. Why isn't... Oh, yeah. Alright, that looks... Yep, that looks better. And then, for this, I'm going to redo that a little bit. Ba-ba. And for her necklace, or not her necklace, what's it called? Earrings. I have the the letter for iron, on the table of elements. No, that's not what it's called. Table of elemental. Hmm. Oh, I haven't been to science class in a long time, people. I was just about to say table of contents. That's not it. But it makes sense because I'm more into books than science, I guess. But But sorry, I got distracted there. Anyways, I don't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, should she have a? Oh, yeah, I think I'm gonna give her a little more of a punky look, just because I don't know if this is hip hop. I guess there's a little bit of a kick there, like the beats that I'm listening to. But I'm not mad at it. Hey, it's something, right? As long as I don't get copyrighted, I'm happy. Oh, I didn't even have to draw this side because it's covered by hair. Damn it. Whatever. I just won't make it covered that much because it's somewhere there. Yeah, I'll just do that. I don't hate the idea of like a coven, right? And this is a show pitch at this point. Like a coven, and it's basically just like Hogwarts, right? And it's I guess how would we do this? Maybe it's more less like Hogwarts and more like Percy Jackson, where it's just a camp, right? And people with magical potential go to that camp to learn more about magic, right? So you have the basics. You have one area, I guess, where all the people are learning basic magic, where it doesn't really matter, and then where not where it doesn't really matter, where it's less dangerous, where newbies go, basically, and then you have the more you have the more like I guess advanced area where people all right where people are learning like the real magic, and maybe there's disputes, but I think I don't like it being I like more of a I don't know, just a camp seems like low stakes to me, right? You gotta go somewhere for to make a camp interesting if that's the only setting. I don't know. Trying to figure out where where you learn other than school. Could be a whole town, right? A whole town full of magic where they're drawn where magical people are literally drawn to. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, that would be fun and weird, right? Because then you or a city. What if it's like a moving city? That would be cool. Where like Danny the Street in like Danny the Street in uh what's it called? Doom Patrol. I think that would be so fun. So it's a moving city, right? And if you have magical potential and you're somewhere where the city just popped up, chances are you'll make your way there. You might not. People don't all the time, but it's very possible that you will. And then you go and you're like, oh, this is kind of weird. And that's how they attract new people. And then they probably either agree to stay, and then not long after people teleport again. They teleport somewhere else again. Um, that could be a fun idea. And then since the whole city, you could have politics, you could have people, you could have higher ups, you could have the general population knowing there's newbies all the time. So then you kind of have to like point them where to go, and if that's what they actually want to do. And you could have just absolutely insane people sometimes come, and maybe they get too strong, and maybe there's like a secret Magic City police force that deals with them, right? um that could be that could be a fun idea. I'm liking it. I'm making a whole ass story right now, huh? I think that's fun. Yeah, I think that's an interesting idea. I don't know. I think I have to write it. Like honestly, I think it would make a great comic, but also as far as comics go, I have my hands full on that one. I'm doing the comic right now, which will probably take me years to do. Jeez. Uh because of how it's going so far. Loving the process, but it's taking longer than I thought. I understand what these mangaka are going through, and I'm barely started. And also, and also, oh, I have short comics I do every now and again. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna write it, right? Maybe do uh not a graphic novel. Is it like a visual novel? What do they call it? An illustrative novel where there's barely any images. That would work too. Yeah, that'd be fun. I could do that, and every now and again just show what something looks. If there's like a cool wand or whatever, that'd be fun. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But it's a fun idea so far. And because I have so many ideas for witches, and literally the power system is endless because it's like doing a power system for superheroes. It's you'll always come up with new powers, right? So, but it's more interesting than superheroes because I like the idea that they all have grimoires, right? Maybe some magic is passed down if you happen to have a child that's also magic and also is interested in the same thing or a similar thing. Uh, Grimoires are handed down and adapted constantly. Ooh, or maybe there's a big library full of grimoires, and once the witch or wizard dies, that is when they go to this big library. And if someone else is interested in a similar thing, they could kind of maybe not check it out because then they get stolen a lot. But you could also have someone who kind of monitors that. The librarian who's able to track down books. Yeah, no, if someone's power is books and it gets checked into, okay, I like that. Then I don't know. I think this could be an animated series, maybe not a movie. It sounds too long, but it could be a movie too. Ooh, maybe the villain is like maybe out of the whole time it's been a thing, no one's thought to make people their magic, and that or the people, the mind, something a little more abstract, something all like evil that people were like, oh yeah, no, I didn't. This has never been done. So why would we think it would have been done? you know? And I'm just gonna copy and paste this over to the other side because why draw it twice if you don't need to? Am I right? It's what I think, anyways. There we go. We'll merge that down. Ugh. There we go. Sometimes I gotta super focus on a line. Um, yeah, so for that story, I feel like it would definitely be an interesting one. I just like the idea of the Magic City in general. I think that's kind of a fun trope to have. Especially it jumping around and doing its thing. And maybe that's what happened when like a super old wizard who really knows their stuff is able to put all their will and power into one specific area and place. They could do that, right? They could just move that city around. Would be interesting if that was like the first wizard and they're like, oh yeah, no, this started as a house, right? I just wanted to keep track of my property. and then it kept on growing more and more into it just kept on growing more the stronger I got. And then he was able to build this city almost in secret. And then eventually he was able to move it at will. And then move everything inside it. Oh, that would be cool. That would almost like being a that'd almost be like being a minor god. He's all powerful, but only from within the city. But dude's just hella benevolent, so he doesn't really use his power to like check on or spy on his people. He's just like, oh yeah, no, at first I was persecuted because I was a witch or wizard or whatever. So I was like, oh, I'll just make a safe space for all these people. Or for all the people like me, right? It's literally a Professor X type thing, but he's not someone you meet regularly. I feel like the X-Men or any mutant person that goes into the school will meet Professor X. This guy's not really like that. He's just kind of like, oh, live your lives if you wanna, right? I'm here to talk to if you wanna. Just kind of chill in the tallest tower of the city. Because why wouldn't he have the best place? So that way, actually, this could be a this could be in modern days then, right? And you could go out and on adventures outside of the city if you wanted to. Now then it would be like, hey, do we make up a new reality because there are actual wizards, or do we keep it the same as the one we know and just kind of try to work around that? Because that would be fun too. Could also be that wizards are more powerful inside the city, right? So that's easier to practice your magic. You might not even know you were a magician if the city never came near you, which could be cool. I'm I'm still trying to think of more ideas for the city and how it works. Like, what would the system be, right? Because if it's a city, you got to have a mayor, of course. So if you have a mayor, um, you got to have opposing running people, and where's the story in this, right? Other than that just being a cool world and someone discovering it. What do they do? Who's the antagonist, right? Because we could just treat this like it's a normal thing, which would be weird. Just treating it like it's a normal thing. And sorry, I'm also just wondering how I draw this leg. Oh. Um Ooh, it could come from a new person. So the new person's the protagonist, but also there's another new person who's an antagonist. And sorry, just sipping black coffee at 1 a.m. Uh, um, there's also a new person that's an antagonist, and maybe you go through the whole. This is how. This is what you are. This is how magic works. Blah blah blah. But you also, it's like the chosen one and the dark and the what are the dark side, the Dark Lord. That's what it's called. Sorry, the chosen one and the Dark Lord are like brought up at the same time. Which I don't know if that's usually a thing, right? It's usually the chosen one's born, and they're like, finally, there's someone that could deal with this Dark Lord. So that could be cool. And not actually, I'm not actually. I wouldn't do an actual chosen one thing in this because I never like that. I always think that the person, like anyone, could handle the problem if they need to, right? This person just had enough energy and stick to itiveness that they were the one to do it. And I guess the chosen one could be that they were gonna do it regardless there was a prophecy or not. Um, but I don't know. Fate to me is always mixed, like in stories or in real life. It could go either way, I guess, because I'm not sure how much I believe in that in real life, because it's not really a. It's kind of disconcerting, right? It's like, oh well, you're gonna do it anyways. That's how it was written. I don't love that idea, but also is what it is. I really don't think this is hip hop. Even though this is a hip hop playlist, like it's a hip hop instrumental playlist. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's so much calmer than I would expect. Well, every time I gotta switch the setting on my monitors because they always turn off when I'm doing streams, and it's frustrating because I'm using them for reference and whatever. It's just that I don't touch the mouse much because I'm drawing. But I swear it never happens when I'm doing it off stream, and I'm not touching the computer then either. I don't get it. But yeah, let's say a group of five. I think that's a good number. Come to the town, or to the city, the moving city, and then there's just somebody, and they don't know each other, right? Because the odds of that would be astronomical. You're born with magic and you all know each other. Maybe one or two of them do, but it's from the surrounding area. So if the city's here, everywhere around, whether if there's a big city, a small city, a town, people are just happen to be like camping or something, uh if that they would all be drawn in. So yeah, they would all be drawn in. But also you got to account for people who don't follow that whatever gut feeling that brings them into the city. But those are the people that that come in, and then just as it goes, they make friends, they go to the same place to learn the same thing. Maybe five out of the five people that come in, only three of them stay because they're like, well, because the other guys are like, well, I'm gonna go back to my life, this was cool and all, but whatever. um and then out of those three, they make new friends out of the other ones that come, and then it's like almost a slow burn. This one guy just starts to act strangely the more and more they learn about the magic. Um, and the new person sees it most because they spend the most time, because obviously they're friends. So it's three of them, and then on one time, and then one day one goes missing, and you're like, uh-oh, this might not be good. And then some other people go missing, and you're like, ah, jeez. So I guess it'd be like a mystery almost. I think that's too much. I think I'm gonna make it smaller to fit that. There we go. And it's like this mystery who done it, but it's in a magical verse with a magical city that has an established like hierarchy and system already, but this person doesn't really know how any of that works. So it's it's also like a fish out of water type deal. That could be interesting. Because, like, imagine being in another country, but also trying to warn people of this crazy threat that may or may not be happening, and you're new, so people think you're just freaked out to be there. And there's protocols and cultures that you don't really understand. It'd be like a fun two-pronged story. And in that universe, you could tell a bunch of stories. It doesn't only have to be that. It could be an anthology of stuff that are within this city. And I'm always here for fun anthologies, especially if they all have a something connecting. And on the shoes, I have the numerical um, association. I was gonna say numerical number, but that's the same shit. Uh, for iron, which is 26. And I thought that was kind of funny because you have Jordans that have 23s on them. So then I think do that, and then let it run down. I tried to do like a mix between like running gym shoes and slides. I think I did an okay job. I feel like you might be able to run in these. Slides, not slides, sorry, slip-ons. Slides are like flops. This is so dumb. I like the idea that when she gets into like her focused magic state, which let's just say that's a Super Saiyan mode for witches in this universe. I just made this up now, for only for this dumb joke. Uh, it's almost like a Super Saiyan form. Oh wait, no, it's I just said that. Hold on. Which mode? Super Saiyan? Oh yeah, she has the exact voice of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So she goes from this pretty feminine voice to "Oh, I'm pumping iron." Oh, so dumb, and that's a bad impression too. But you know what? I don't care. It was funny in my head. All right, it's funny in my head. Plus, I think these are too. I don't know. When it comes to, it's too big. I feel like the bottoms of running shoes are big, but I'm not sure if they have this little crease there or if it's all one. I don't remember, and I don't feel like looking up reference, so I'm gonna keep it like this. It is just a sketch after all. I'm gonna make a t-shirt that says that. It's just a sketch, bro. Like it's just a prank, bro, but sketches. Oof, I'm so hungry. I only ate breakfast today. And again, it's 1 in the morning. So, like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's pretty much time for future breakfast. Future breakfast? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a little tired and hungry. Ugh, I hate drawing feet so much. Sometimes I just want to Rob Liefeld it and just throw like some smoke there. Maybe these two sides are like magnetic or something, and they like, I don't know how to explain it. Like stay on while like they go up to as far as it can go up, and then they won't move. I wonder if a whole city of magic, if the technology would be more or less, because you have more reason to. Hmm, because you could do more for yourself with magic, like no, without technology. And in this particular world, you could set up people who who have a particular ability. All your magic is based on communication, so you could kind of almost find a way to mentally link everyone, so telephones won't be needed. You just kind of think of that person, and then it kind of gives them like a sense. Oh, it's Jeff calling me, and then and then you pick up and you have mental calls, and it's just all facilitated by one person, which is also a good way to gain power. By the way, if there's ever like a coup in this city from the original guy. But I guess the original guy's not running things. But we can make him run things. We could literally just make him be king of the city, and he makes all the decisions. But the thing with taking him out of power would be you get no new citizens ever. You just have, or very rarely, I guess, because it'd be by chance, right? And if it was me, I'd be real vindictive, and before they could get me out of my seat or whatever, I'd teleport the place into like Everest, and everyone's just freezing their ass off into the middle of the Arctic, and be like, "Ah, well, you want to take power away from me? Now you guys are cold." That would be a fun story too. That could be book 2. After our main character figures out that whole plot. Ugh, I'm so not good at shoes or feet. How would that look? Okay, one, ba, ba. And same thing here. Ba, ba. And we loop that around. Same thing over here. we could just have this like that, and then you see a little bit of the front because it's not totally whatever, you know. Get in a little closer. Yeah, I don't think that's bad at all. All right, they look like Sonic shoes, like from Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, I think there's only one famous Sonic, although I had to specify that. But they look like a pair of shoes he would get. But like, I'm not mad at it. Plus, like for the longest time, I focused my drawing abilities to Sonic and his buds. Alright, how's this look so far? I'm not mad at it. Should do her eyes. Eyelashes are too thick. Does she look like she has heavy eyes? Or is that just the... That could just be the position. I don't know. You know the origin to fake eyelashes? I thought this was wild. I don't know if this is real. But I won't tell you it. But all I'll say is they're originally called oh jeez. They're originally called cumbrellos. So if that gives you an idea. Now, again, I don't know if it's real. Don't quote me on that. And gonna make it a little less lopsided. There we go. I think that's a little better. Yeah, that's definitely better. Then I'm gonna copy paste. Because again, why draw it twice if you don't need to? I'll flip them. Sometimes they look so weird when you do that, but other times they don't. Which time is this? This is one of the weird times. Let's try. Move the iris over. definitely looks older, right? Or am I crazy? Well, I didn't mean it for her to look older, but she does, and I don't know if that's just in my head.